Hey everybody, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Gonna show you what I got in bloom. Talk a little bit about my orchid collection today. Dendrobium Country Girl has been in bloom since about the 21st, 22nd of December. With any luck, these blooms will last quite a while. And my local AOS judging center is going to be conducting judging on the 9th of January, so just in about a week. I'm really hoping that they will want to see this one. I sent them pictures of 3 plants that I wanted them to look at, and they're going to get back to me and let me know if it's worth my time to bring them in. So this is the first one. Currently there's no awarded country girls in the AOS archives, so I don't know, hopefully they will want me to bring it in, but even if not, it's very nice. Next to it, Clivia miniata, not an orchid, but it grew very well this year, and it's blooming. Flowers don't last terribly long, but there are 15 flowers and buds together, so that should make a nice display over the next month or so. All right, let's go look in the grow tent and wait till I show you this Catasetum that's blooming. Oh, super bright in here. All right, you ready? Fred Clarkara Desert Davison is almost in full bloom. Check it out. Is that spectacular? I gotta be honest, I was not sure what to expect, but this is outstanding. The form of the flowers seems really nice. The arrangement of the flowers, so nice and evenly spaced. Just really, really, really nice. And check out the size. So this is what, 30.5 centimeters, foot long. The flowers are a good, well, almost 6.5 centimeters across, something like that. I have every reason to think that this plant could receive a very good award at judging next Saturday. The challenge is going to be getting it to judging without breaking anything. Right? Next to it, we've got Warmodia Jumbo World. Put my ruler up here. It is opening up its second set of blooms. Really, really hope that these flowers last one more week. But I have a feeling, just based on past records, the flowers typically last about 3 weeks, and next Saturday will be just the end of 3 weeks. So I don't know. We'll see. The other awarded Jumbo Worlds in the AOS records, one of them had like over 100 flowers. The other had somewhere near 50 flowers. This is a paltry, 38, 37 flowers, so they may not even want to see it. They'll let me know. Oh, also in terms of fragrance, I haven't noticed any fragrance on this yet. That doesn't mean it doesn't have one. The problem is this guy, Hal, the Bulbophyllum echinolabium, has got 2 flowers open right now. And they are so stinky. Man, he is super stinky today. You open the tent and it just smells like poo-poo. So, kind of overwhelms the fragrance of these guys if they have them. I can kind of tell a little bit of menthol from this guy, but this one I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, super pleased with that, the arrangement, everything. It's going to be great. Can I get it to judging without messing up the flowers? That's going to be an interesting task. You may notice I have kind of rearranged things a little bit. So I raised the lights just to see what would happen. And I moved the fan course, I moved it more towards the middle. And now the plants that are directly under the fan are the Cattleyas that are in plastic pots, for the most part. So I had one that was rotten last week, and I realized Some of the ones in plastic pots, even though they're planted in rocks, there are little pools of water that form at the bottom of some of those plastic pots, and they will fester and rot. Even when they look dry on the top, they're not totally dry. So the ones in the clay pots, I have less to worry about because clay dries out much more easily than plastic. So that's good. Hopefully we will see some good growth on the Callias this year. The seedlings have been messed with a little bit. I put this little group of Rexes and then these Dowianas in tiny little clay pots to help them dry out. And there's a really nice air current here. You can see this leaf kind of vibrating back and forth here. There's just a nice air current coming right through here to dry these out nice and quickly, hopefully prevent any rot. I actually sprayed everything in here with a Phyton 27 solution this week. So hopefully that's gonna help avoid any fungus, bacteria, whatever from spreading. Otherwise, the spider mites have made a bit of a reappearance. I found them on this little dendrobium. This dendrobium is starting its new growth for the year. You can see down here. Boom. New little growth on that. And then I saw spider mites kind of underneath there on the leaves. So, eyes out for that. I gave it a neem oil treatment, but I will need to keep treating that throughout the growing season because bug magnet, mite magnet. What else? Oh, I moved the 2 mounted Rexes to the back of the tent, and I don't know, I might have to move the other side to show you, but 2 of my Rexes have actually started growing for the new year. Let me go to the other side and I'll show you. Alright, here we are. So if you'll look just down here, this is the first new growth of 2021 on my Rexes. With any luck, this will bloom in the summer. Now this plant did not rest at all. It just completed this growth and now it's putting out another one. So who knows? It might not have the energy to bloom too. Another one, I don't know if you can see it in the back here. Yeah, you can see it right at the base of that growth. Right kind of in the middle there, you can see a new growth pushing out there. That one hopefully also will bloom this summer. So the Calliarexes, one by one, slowly starting to wake up, which is interesting because it's a little early. Usually it's end of January that we start to see new growth on them, but whatever. I did want to show you a little experiment I'm doing. So I had some Cattleya rex seedlings that were not doing very well. If you'll recall, they came in the mail and on very, very cold days, many degrees below zero, they came very cold. A lot of them, their roots looked black. So I had some antlers. These are deer antlers, white-tailed deer antlers, I think. And I don't ask me how I got them. Got friends who hunt, basically. So I just decided, you know what? I have wanted to mount orchids on bone for a while, and I've seen other growers do it successfully. So I thought, well, why not? Kind of last-ditch effort for these plants. So this little seedling, for example, seems to have some pretty okay roots. It's actually got one actively growing here. So stuck it on the antler. This one doesn't look like it hardly has any roots, maybe a couple down here. Stuck it on here. Stuck a couple over here. I think this one actually looks like it might make it. Got some little roots there. So we'll see. They might not survive, but I didn't know if they're going to survive anyway. So all I can tell you is that 6 years ago, these massive plants were glued on this piece of bark, and now look at them. No special conditions, just glued them on the bark, no sphagnum, no nothing, sprayed them with water every day. 6 years later, they're some of the biggest plants in my collection. So I'm hoping that these guys will, hopefully at least one of them out of all of them, will be able to grow on these antlers, and it might look kind of cool. Now, obviously, when they get bigger, they'll have to come off, but for now, it's something interesting to do. The bulbophyllums, which were in the middle of the tent, have all gotten moved over to the right, and that way, hopefully, they will stay a little bit more moist, not dry out as quickly. You can see the bulbs are quite shriveled from the big display of blooms they gave us earlier in the autumn, and it is time for them to replenish their supplies so that they can start growing again in the spring, probably in March, February, March. And yeah, the paths as well, the slipper orchids, I moved them kind of out of the way. They're tricky because they need air circulation, but they also need to be moist. So when they were right under the fan, they were really drying out too quickly. They were always kind of bone dry. This one especially, this is my awarded path prime child, and this was the blooming growth. It bloomed a couple months ago, and this growth does not look like, well, it doesn't look great. You know, you can see some, I don't know. I really want this plant to live and be healthy and be happy. But, I don't know, the tent might not be the best place for it. The other paths look okay. Older leaves turning yellow, that's not necessarily a bad sign, just kind of sign of the times. As long as the new growth is green and growing, I'm okay with it. This is my Michael Kopowitz, or Kupowitz. It does not look good. It looks like it might be slowly dying. It needs to put out some roots. It doesn't really have any roots. It's kind of a sickly pale green color, not good. And then my Path Callosum over here seems to be doing okay. New growth down here also, and it had a new growth coming, but that one, it looks like it's gonna give up. So I don't know, at this point I've just kind of decided, like, if it lives, you know, if a plant lives in my conditions, great. If it doesn't, I'm gonna do everything I can to try to save it, but if not, it's just how it is. It's just how it is. Alright, man, look at that one. Isn't that cool? Hopefully the judges are going to like it. The clonal name is going to be Osiris, if it gets awarded. Alright, something else I'm excited about, this Callia maxima. Check this out. Sheath on this new growth here. Sheath here. Sheath here. Sheath here. And it's still got new growths coming. So these are supposed to bloom in November. Last year it bloomed in July and September. So I don't know what it'll do this year, but surely at least one of these sheaths is going to have flowers in it at some point. Should be good. Alright guys. Well, thanks for joining me in my green pets. Happy 2021. Happy growing to you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.